Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome again back to the Earth. Today we're going to talk about dragons, and this time we're going to call them the Ancient Ones, okay? And the reason I call these guys the Ancient Ones is right here. Canyons of the Ancients. This canyon is smack dab in the middle of 5 dragons. So, we'll start with the littlest first. This guy here. Let me show you. We'll start from the eye. It's always the easiest place to start. Right here is the eye. This indentation. Middle of the desert without a lot of water. This one has not turned into a lake. Usually they do turn into a lake. Excuse me. Okay. So from the eye, let's zoom out a little. You can see up here, he has 2 horns coming off the back of his head. Big long snout here. When you zoom in, you can see scales. Going all the way down. There's the nose. And then he's got this really cool, like, beard protrusion coming off of his chin. Really cool. So his wings, I think, go all the way out like this. Pretty big. There we go. Here's this cute little chin thing, nose. 1 horn, 2 horn. Wings, I think, come all the way up here. All the way out here. Not sure about the body here. He's really old and deteriorated. It's hard to tell. But you get the picture. And what's funny is right here on the wing is Fort Wingate. Fort Wingate. So, someone knew this was a wing. They named it after the part that it is, so who knew? That's what I want to know. Who knew? Who knew? So, this guy, I'm going to call him by the mountain range that they named him. The Chusca Mountains. So, we'll call this guy Chusca. Okay. You can see right here it says in the picture that snow dust's the higher elevations. So obviously there's something on top of the ground here. You can see him very clearly. Chusca. Okay, let's go on to another. And you know, it's great. I was looking into Native American dragon lore, and there are actually a lot of stories in Native American folklore about dragons. So, I'm going to have to dive deeper into those. They all have names and everything. So this guy is the littlest of them all. Okay. Right below him is another one that looks kind of like him. Only this guy's head is bigger than that guy. Let me outline him so you can see here. We'll start up here with the horn. Come all the way up the snout. Mouth. Mouth goes like that. His mouth's wide open, right? Okay. Other horn, probably like that, right? And then his body goes up like that. This right here is the eye. I think this is the oldest one of them all. Very deteriorated, hard to even tell that he's there, and he has a couple more dragons laying on top of him. So, let me zoom in here and show you where we are with the eye. This is awesome. All this red in here. This is Sedona. Sedona is the eye of the most ancient one. Scary monkey's got a bone. So, I live down by the bottom jaw of this dragon, and there are some mountain ranges up in here that I'm gonna go back to and see what I can find, because geology is nothing but hardened biology. So I'm going to be looking into these mountain ranges, trying to find something biological looking that's now geology. So we'll see. Tyson's Mudfossil Adventures, he's doing really good hands-on work over in Oregon right now, and pointing out a lot of the different ways that biology turns into geology. And it's funny, he wants a geologist to challenge him. He's like, you tell me how this turns into what it is. I would like to know, because looking at it as hardened biology makes so much more sense than, oh, this rock just happens to look like this, and this one next to it just happens to look like this. Because why are they that way? Tell us that. So let's move on to another. I don't think it lets me do it on here. But this whole Rocky Mountain range is another dragon. And if you're on Google Earth Pro on the computer, you can actually highlight the Rocky Mountains, and it outlines the dragon for you. So let me just outline it for you. The tail goes all the way up right here. Wings are probably up in here somewhere, right? And I think these are probably even parts of the wings, you know. And then this is his head. And he's the one that looks like it's got like mandible type mouth. And he's got this really curly looking like mane thing. And yeah, I'm not sure because there's a whole nother dragon on top of him. But when you highlight the Rocky Mountain range, it actually highlights this shape for you. So when I saw that shape, I was like, that's a dragon. That's a dragon. And when you start zooming in, like the eye right here, Alamosa, you can see by the elevations that, you know, this area is sunken in. And all around it, when you zoom way in, you can start to find scales or feathers. Sometimes they look like feathers. I think dragons had both scales and feathers. Um, so yeah, he's huge. And his mouth, I think, comes all the way out over in here. And he's actually, it looks like he's kissing another dragon. I'll show you that other dragon here in just a second. What kind of details of this guy can I show you? If it's a dragon, you want to see scales, right? Where's the scales? Where's the dragon scales? I think this guy was more feathery than he was scaly. Could we have scales? Alright, so anyway, if you want to go in, look for these details yourself. I could be here all day trying to find them for you. I am all day on this, looking at these details. But here you can very clearly see the ridge line there. I mean, there's some scales. Anyway, you get the idea. Have fun looking at that. I want to show you some more. So the one that looks like he's actually kissing is this big red guy here. This white area is the eye of the dragon. You can see around the brow here. This guy's beautiful. Look at the coloring. Alright, scales. Ooh, look at the scales. So pretty. So pretty. And the coloring. I mean, tell me, geologists, why is this beautiful red strip going through what looks like actual reptile skin here? Can you tell me geologically why that is? And then over here, you can see above the other eye, that same beautiful red, feathery, scaly beauty. Beautiful. Look at these scales. That's great. That's great. It's like you can go up and touch it. Ugh, I want one. Beautiful. Okay, so yeah, one eye, two eyes. Let's see. Maybe. Yeah, let's do this. Let's use big snout. And there's another lake over in here too. Little one. Where his other eye probably is, right? And if you want to follow the body on down into Mexico, you can watch the dragon flutiness that Roger Spur on Mudfossil University is always talking about, the dragon flutiness, okay? And all the way down the way, you'll find scales. The whole way down. Beautiful. Beautiful. And these guys are so old and so deteriorated, it really is hard to tell what body parts are what once you leave the head. The head's the easiest part to see. So, yeah, the tail's probably this big flutiness down here. Looks like Quetzalcoatl's tail, actually. You know, Quetzalcoatl is over on the east coast. What if this is Cococan, or the other one? They try to say that they're the same, but I think they're two different feathered serpents. Because there's obviously another one right here. You know, see the flutiness? Let me show you this other American dragon so you can see comparison. This is Quetzalcoatl. Right here. Here's the eye of the dragon. Right in here. Let's get these lines out of the way. This guy shows really well too. Something else. I think I'm going to do a video on just this alone. But these squiggles that turn into rivers, the way that they squiggle, and then they hold water, that is what snake skin looks like. Snakes have a vein, basically a water pocket vein that runs under their skin, and it is designed to hold water. So it makes sense that they would now be filled with water. But so when you see these little squiggles, it's something to do with dragons. That's the biology of the amphibian skin. Period. So, and it's everywhere. You can follow the squiggles and find the shape of the guy real easy. And there's this beautiful feathered wing, goes all the way up, and then you've got this flutiness here in the tail, just like the other one I showed you in Mexico there. And they have two feathered serpents that even turn into men. A lot of the Native American stories speak of dragons that can change shape and turn into whatever shape they want, and sometimes they would be men. So, feathery tail. Again, beautiful. Back up to the ancients. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 I just showed you. And I told you there are 5 that I know for sure. Now this last guy. There's been a theory going around that the Grand Canyon was actually created by plasma or electricity. You know, if you look into the Thunderbolt Project and the way that electricity fractals and splits the ground open the way that it would, makes a lot more sense than thousands of years of water running. Because why is the Mississippi River not a Grand Canyon? Okay, because that's not the way it was formed. So the Grand Canyon actually cuts through the horn of the ancient one, the big black ancient one. This is the Grand Canyon. And so it looks like he got zapped by lightning or plasma or, so yeah, let me show you here, Leak Project, Rex Bear, and Oppenheimer Ranch with Diamond. They went to New Mexico and got to see ruins of the Tiahuanaco. There, they had dragons all over the rocks. everywhere. The one that we're looking at here that got zapped on the horn, this guy has wings on his back, and there's a big bolt of lightning zapping a horn. I say that's a dragon. I say that's a dragon, and these people knew or got to see these events. But they directly named the place after the Ancient Ones. They are the Ancient Ones. You know how long it takes for a dragon to get the size of a mountain? They're ancient. Way ancient. Here's the one that looks like he's got a really long snout. Scary monkey. Looks like the one that the Rocky Mountain Range is. Another one. Thunderbird, probably. I think the Thunderbirds were just dragons. Probably lightning dragons, as a matter of fact, because thunder. Okay? And that's what I'm going to show you next. Because, yeah, see, this guy's even got wings. He's even got wings. Tell me that's not a dragon. Tell me that's not a dragon. Please, somebody. Explain to me how that's not a dragon. Here's another one up here, flying in the sky. Okay. Another dragon. This guy's upside down. It's one of the oldest ones. Another dragon. There's the one with the lightning bolt zapping his horn. This one has a lightning bolt going through his neck. Just like the first one I showed you. It looks like he's got a lightning fractaled canyon going through his neck. Yeah, there's the one with the mandibles. Big mandible, like, I don't know any animals alive today that will look like that. Okay. The flute-playing dragon. The flute-playing dragon, I bet you it's Kokopelli. Because just like Quetzalcoatl and Kukulkan, they are both dragons that could turn into men whenever they wanted to. And a lot of the Native American stories are about that too. Almost every dragon can shapeshift into whatever shape he wants. So, wouldn't it make sense that Kokopelli could also be a dragon? Three big dragons right here. Another one down here at the bottom. It's funny, this is the one that Diamond, he asked the lady that was giving them the tour, he says, why does this horse have such a long tail? I'm just laughing, I'm like, because it's a dragon, not a horse. Yeah. It's great. Okay. On to the next one. So the Grand Canyon being formed by a bolt of lightning or plasma could have been one of these reset events. There's a lot of plasma storms when this stuff happens, so it could have been just completely accidental, and after the dragon was already here, the lightning went through the land and created this. Or, if you look where the zap is actually coming from, okay, follow the line up in here, all the way up to, what's all this? Well, this, where Bryce Canyon is, and the line goes straight up to it, let's see right here, all the way up. This is the tongue. This whole orange spot here, I think, is the tongue of this guy, who I believe to be a lightning dragon. Let me give you an outline here. Alright, he's got some beautiful horns that come up like this, and then his back, and he's got some wings probably up in there, right? This Provo Lake, or Utah Lake, I'm sorry, in Provo, is the eye. You can see here, we got a nostril here, mouth like comes around here, right? Another little nostril over on the other side here, probably. Even you can see how the mountain ranges go that way. And he's got that nice chevron flat part on his nose there, right? And then it comes up and you can see how, yeah. And why do I call this a lightning dragon? In order for an animal to have its own plasma, its own lightning bolt or electricity, what would it need? A battery, right? It would need its own power source, its own battery source. What is a battery? What do they fill batteries with? Saline. Salt water. So, if this was a lightning dragon, and we have a giant salt lake right here, wouldn't it make sense that it could serve as the lightning dragon's battery source, and it's just kind of leaked out and oozed out everywhere, and what's left of it is just what's left of it now? Maybe. So whether it was by accident, like I think that the ancient one was already there, and then this guy fell on him and probably was like his last zappy breath or something that zapped through the horn of this dragon. I don't think it was intentional, or maybe it was, but they don't look the same age of deterioration. This other guy looks very much more ancient. And they both have caves in their heads, too. That's really good. They're over here in Mount Lemon, in Arizona, where I live, in the big black dragon. There are a lot of caves that I'm going to go exploring. And Salt Lake, where I grew up, they've got the Mount Timpanogos there by Provo. I have been in there. Didn't know it was the head of a dragon when I was there, but I believe this to be a lightning dragon. So there you are. 5 dragons, all right here in what they call the Canyon of the Ancients. So, we're going to call these guys the Ancient Ones. How about that? Every mountain range over here is a dragon. I love it. Thanks for watching.